Right now, marijuana for recreational use is legal here in Ohio, but we are still months away from any retail sales happening here. 10 TV's Lindsay Mills is live outside a medical dispensary here in Grandview Heights with what the law allows today and how that could soon change. Lindsay.
Andrew, that really is the message tonight. You cannot legally buy recreational use cannabis here in Ohio yet, but medical dispensaries like the one you see behind me here will likely, keyword being likely, be among the first to get licensed to sell it. As of today, here's what the law means for Ohioans. If you are 21 and older, you are allowed to possess up to 2.5 ounces of cannabis and 15 grams of extracts or edibles. Adults can grow 6 plants per person, 12 per household. That household limit could change pending that new bill from the Senate down to 6. There is nowhere to buy it in Ohio legally yet. Legal sales won't happen for months unless lawmakers and the governor approve a measure to allow established medical cannabis facilities to sell product for recreational use. I spoke to the administrative director of the Drug Enforcement and Policy Center at OSU, who weighed in on the legislative action underway to change the law.
One way is to look at it's the will of the voters, and legislators are elected to implement the will of the voters. So from that perspective, I can see arguments where changing the limit on home grow might be seen as going against the will of the voters. On the other hand, I can also see an argument from a regulatory perspective and from a law enforcement perspective. You know, the larger number of plants you allow, the more likely it is that you are going to have some leakage into the illicit market.
Passed by the Senate late yesterday. The process could be expedited for dispensaries that already have medical cannabis to be able to sell retail recreational use cannabis. The governor supports that Senate bill.
Lindsay, let's talk about that. That was a new bill that the Senate passed late last night. If approved, how would it change the law?
It would do several things. It is a change from the original proposal that dismantled the law, but let's take a look at some bullet points here. It would provide immediate access to medical dispensaries for recreational marijuana. It would include expungement for those with prior possession records, and it would cap the home grow limit for a household at 6 instead of 12. In order for it to pass, it would still need to clear the House. The House will not be back in session until Wednesday of next week. And just today, the House reviewed its own plan to amend the law. And coming up tonight at 6, I'll have more on that. Live in Grandview Heights, Lindsay Mills, 10 TV News.